Hey everybody, this is Palisand Plays and welcome back to another video. I haven't uploaded in a while because YouTube wasn't working for me, but now I think it is. Hopping straight into the first battle, we're leading Seel into Charmander. My opponent switches into a Cottony, which is running Razor Leaf, ironically, not Charm. So I will be throwing Icy Wind. And keep in mind, I'm not running Lick for this exact purpose, and you'll see more examples later. So because they're running Razor Leaf, I switch into my Razor Leaf Resist, Exeggcute, and I'm going to start farming up for my Seed Bomb attack. But first, they're going to beat me to it with an Energy Ball, which hits. I resist it, so I'm going to let it through. I can farm all the way down and leave with a Seed Bomb to threaten anything that comes in. Now, in comes the Charmander, which gets in the Ember, so I will die after this Seed Bomb, but I'll still get some nice chip damage for my Mon that comes in next. I die, and I'm contemplating which Mon to come in next. I bring in my Chinchou, and my Chinchou is running Spark and Water Pulse. In the back, there's a Ducklet, so I will be throwing the Water Pulse here to do some solid damage, and because I resist every one of their charge moves and hit them for quad super effective, this game is over, but I'm just going to catch to be fancy with it. On the attack incoming, saving my shields, they're going to throw an Aerial Ace at me because that was only what it was enough for, and I will bring back in my Chinchou and get some extra farm for the Charmander in the back. This game is over by now because I have 2 shields, and they have nowhere close to 2 moves, and they wouldn't even be able to get to a third in time to threaten me before I got to my Water Pulse. So I'm just going to shield up this last move. It's a Flame Burst, and I'm going to throw the Water Pulse at the Charmander, and that will be a very good game. Thank you to my opponent for battling me. This is very nice, and we're hopping straight into the next one. In our next one, we have Seel versus Bulbasaur. I'm not running Lick for this reason exactly, because I only have 1 Grass Resist, and I need another way to hit it for super effective. And I really do like having Icy Wind and Ice Shard, so that I can threaten the grasses. They'll throw a Seed Bomb at me. I'll throw the Icy Wind to lower their attack and do some solid damage. I've already committed a shield, so I'm down a shield, but I'll threaten and get the shield back. Otherwise, I would have had to switch. So the attack drop, and they're going to throw a move, and I'm going to make a controversial decision here. Some of you may not agree with this, but I'm going to shield up this move. I'm committing both my shields early and trusting in the back that Exeggcute and Chinchou can work without the shields. In comes an Exeggcute. I'm going to throw an Icy Wind at this to debuff them before I switch into my own Exeggcute for what should have been Confusion Wars, but they're running Bullet Seed, so their moves will come faster and harder. But my fast moves will be doing more damage than theirs will, and hopefully I'll be able to threaten back. They throw a Psychic that's debuffed and resisted, so it does about 45% of my health. I'll throw the Seed Bomb. I'm doubled up. So if they let this through, then this will do a lot of damage, and hopefully I'll be able to threaten whatever comes in the back. There's a Staryu. I made the right decision to not shield, to have no shields in the back for my Pokemon, because now I can go straight for the Seed Bomb. They have no shield, so this will get a one-hit KO. Bye-bye, Staryu. And there's the Bulbasaur in the back that I can just one-tap with a Confusion, and that will be a good game. Hopping right into the third game, we're leading Seel into Chimichar. This is one of these leads where I would have liked to have Lick, but instead I'm stuck with Ice Shard. But in the back there's an Oddish, so I'll counter with my Exeggcute, who farms down in about 4 Confusions, and they'll bring right back in the Chimichar, which I can throw a Seed Bomb at and do decent damage. So now they're not likely to shield this because it's resisted, but they do anyway. Chimichar is very glassy, so I'm not upset with that shield, not at all. So I'll bring back in my Seel because I have chip damage and health on them. Also an energy advantage as I beat them to the move, and I'll throw the Icy Wind to get a debuff on their attack. Very nice. They're out of shields now, so I can just keep attacking with my charge moves. I have 2 shields, and I'm pretty sure they only get fire moves. And sure enough, it's a flame wheel, still the fire move. I resist it, and so I can get off the final icy wind here. Wait, no, I'm going to farm down, but yeah, I'm going to commit the shield and farm down. And so I'll leave with an icy wind or 2 to debuff my opponent's last Pokemon, and then I'll switch in my Chinchou so that I can get damage. It looks like, I didn't see the name, but it's a bubble user, which bodes very well for Chinchou. In the back, it's a Piplup, so I can just throw my second Icy Wind, and this will debuff them a second time. I will switch straight into my Chinchou, as you can see now, and I can spark almost all the way down, and that will be a good game. They're just stalling out the clock right now. I know Piplup doesn't really have anything to threaten me. They're an Icy Wind user of their own, but I can still farm down. And that is a good game. Hopping into another match, we have Seel versus Slowpoke. This is a confusion user that really hurts my team, because my only resist is Exeggcute, but I can't really let this get lined up on Chinchou either, because this will make confusions hit really hard, and I don't want to lose my Chinchou as the sweeper in the back. I get the attack drop from Icy Wind. They're going to throw a move at me, and so far that's looking good, but Psyshock really hurts, even debuffed. So that's not a good sign, but I'll get off a second Icy Wind right before I die. So my Exeggcute, when Seel faints and Exeggcute comes back in, I can then have their confusions do less damage, and my confusions do a little more, but I choose to bring in my Chinchou because I can shield and farm down. Both options were okay. In retrospect, I probably should have gone into the Exeggcute, but it doesn't matter. There's a Clauncher in the back with Rock Smash, apparently. I didn't know what this ran when I first saw this, but now I know, and I can bring in the Exeggcute as the hard counter, because they're running Aqua Jet, and that does pretty much nothing. So I can farm down with the confusions, and the Clauncher is now dead. I should have a move, which I do. There's a Slowpoke. I wanted to get to 2, but it didn't look like I was going to, as they got the confusion. They could have shielded, and I would have fainted, but it turns out they're just fine with letting the Slowpoke go. So now I can throw the Seed Bomb at this Growlithe that's coming in, maybe get the shield, or maybe not, but I don't get the shield. So when Chinchou comes in, I'll just have to get to 2 Water Pulses. I have one already right here, and this should do a decent amount of damage. They get the shield. So this game is over. I still have my shield, and I can get to the next Water Pulse before they can. It looks pretty close, but I get to my Water Pulse before I die, and this should be a good game. Alright, hopping into the final match. We have Seel versus Fennekin, and this was filmed on Fennekin Calm Day, so I'm not entirely surprised. They switch into a Fomantis with Razor Leaf. I'm going to let myself get really low, bank an Icy Wind, and come in with my Exeggcute. So now I have an Icy Wind for whatever's in the back, so I can debuff it in the later game. In comes the Fennekin. I can throw a Seed Bomb. This should do a decent amount of damage, or grab a shield. It depends. In Element Cup, most Pokemon are really glassy, so I get the shield. And they're on half health, and I'm dead right now, so I'll bring in the Seel, which has the Icy Wind to debuff, which I'm really liking right about now, because it's setting up Chinchou to sweep in the back, and we all love a good Chinchou sweep. Plus, I'm up 2 shields to none, and I'm not about to shield now, so this Fennekin will throw a move, KO me, and then I'll bring back in the Chinchou, they have flame charge, so they can buff their attack back up to neutral. I am just barely able to spark down. I think that was the flame charge, what it should have been. But they have a ducklet in the back. They can't do anything. I farm a little over 100 energy because I keep forgetting that I can't stack water pulses. I miss a water type energy, but that's fine because it's still not really going to matter. I have the game in the bag, and that's a good game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.